Good morning and welcome to another edition of First Impressions. Yeah, look, this is the bike where you go. I've been riding cruisy all day. We just got to my favourite bit of road. I'm not buggered, I'm not tired, and guess what? This thing squirts really nicely, you know. Yep, you can lean it over nicely. It's very, like there, no bumps middle, just rides them out beautiful. Transitions across nice. You go run a bit wider and cut back in. That's exactly what you want it to do. And raw, that motor is epic. Now all those bumps and things, it's handling that really nice. These are some corners that tighten up a bit later. Does that so beautifully. You go, had a whole lot of fun. I'll sit back up and be comfortable. Very cool bike.
This is Suzuki's latest offering, the GSX-S1000 GX. It is a touring sports bike, so based off the really popular GSX-S, and this is kind of the more comfort, aimed at longer travel, carrying more luggage. So we're going to get out and have a play on it and see what it's like. This is the all black on black. They have a blue on silver. We'll have a look at that. But looks like a really cool bike. Based on the K5 K6 1000 motor, electronic shower suspension, Brembo front brakes. So ticking a lot of boxes. Let's go and see how it rides, eh?
Probably as I get a bit older, I don't enjoy spending the whole day on a super bike unless I'm on a track. You know, just the riding position, a lot of pressure through your shoulder and your neck and your wrists, so must be a sign of getting old. But I still want a bike that'll turn, that'll squirt, that'll feel really good on the road. And I think Suzuki with this particular bike have just about ticked all the boxes. You've still got really great rubber on the tyres, Brembo brakes, they've got the new active shower suspension, so you know, bumpy crappy road like this, it's doing a good job. The seat is really nice and comfy. Not getting a huge amount of protection from the screen at the moment, but there are 3 positions. You have to unbolt it and move it up. It's only 4 screws, but I'm sure in the top one it would give you a pretty decent amount. You could ride this comfortably all day. I think you wouldn't feel fatigued or tired. And that motor, you know, is just amazing when you start to roll on. If we talk about the specs on the bike's about I think it's high 220s, almost 230 kilos, so it's reasonably weighty. 150 horsepower and about 106 newton meters of torque. It wasn't that many years ago that was into you know, superbike territory, so yeah, the performance is really fantastic if you want to squirt it. That's well and truly impressive. I like the thought that, you know, for someone who says, look, maybe I'm only going to own 1 or 2 motorbikes, this is a bike that could do all that, because you could come out with your mates on the road, you know, if they've got their super bikes, and you are going to well and truly be able to keep up with them. This thing is going to go, you know, seriously hard, so they'd want to be really good riders to get away from you. But, you know, if you wanted to go and tour for days or weeks at a time, load it up. It comes with, when we stop, I have a look, but it's got brackets already in it for integrated panniers and stuff, so, you know, you can put some luggage on this and you could go away for weeks and weeks and tour, and I think you'd thoroughly enjoy it. And if you were someone that said, no, I still want to have the really hardcore, you know, I want my super bike to get out occasionally and really go hard, then you're probably going to end up riding this 85% of the time, and you'll take that out for the odd day, because I think you're going to enjoy this so much riding it. Just turns nicely, handles, and you know, 3rd gear, you just roll on. Just want to keep going and going and going. That's just fun. And that handling, you know, this is a pretty bumpy old road, but it does a really nice job. It's easy to lean over. Got all the nice features. Got cruise control there, just set it, sit back, you know. enjoy what is a pretty beautiful day. And it's got a really beautiful, you can probably see there, a really beautiful TFT dash. Super clear to read, very simple, very easy, lots of information. They've got 3 modes on it, like A, B and C. The higher you go, the C's more for comfort. And look, you can adjust a whole bunch of stuff with suspension, but the active suspension in auto setting just does such a good job. Seems really nice. So yeah, the very latest GSX-S1000 GX, the sports tourer, a pretty good looking bike. And again, really well spec'd. You know, that legendary K5, K6 motor, that's just beautiful, makes the bike, it's the heart and soul of it. But then, you know, nicely fitted out. If you have a look, gone with you know, nice Brembo monoblocks at the front, and then that's those anodized showers that are active. All the finish of it, you know, really nice light setup on it. Got your adjustable fairing at the front. You have to unbolt it. It's not a big job, but it can get, that's in its lowest position at the moment. It can go up about another probably 70 mil or something, about 6-7 centimeters. But yeah, paintwork on it is really nicely done. That black frame, black swing arm, you know, it does look good in all black. And then comes standard with this nice metal rack at the back for chucking a decent sized bag on. You'll probably see this cover just in here that unclips, and that's where your panniers will bolt straight on from the factory. So that's kind of nice. You don't have to be adding on other brackets and stuff. It'll look really good integrated. There you come through again. Now, a bit of debate. I think Suzuki is saying on their website 16.1 litres, and I've seen elsewhere 19. So yeah, either one's okay. The 19 will be better, but I think it might be 16.1, might be Aussie spec, or still going to give you decent range. The TFT screen is just stunningly nice, you know, great information, really easy to use controls. Yeah, if we can have a look down there, that's the shower suspension in there, which, as I say, it's kind of a set and forget. You're just going to enjoy the ride. Main controls are all pretty standard basic stuff. Nice finish again, all the anodized black on the bars and whatnot. So the bike comes in just under 25 grand at the moment right away in Australia. Its main competition's going to be the Tracer 9 GT Plus, which is about 27.5, couple of grand, well maybe 2.5 grand more expensive, but that does come with the panniers. This doesn't. So the time you add panniers to this, you're probably $600 or $700 better off with the Suzuki. And probably the other opposition would be the S1000 XR, the BMW, which is about 29,000. But if you start to add panniers and bits to that, being a BMW, they tend to ramp up pretty quick. So the Suzuki's got the price advantage in that market space. And look, I'd probably say simply based on, because the Yamaha have ridden that is a good bike, but I think simply based on the motor in this thing, it's very hard to go past this for value for money and bang for your buck. And this is the sort of environment, it eats this up all day. Just that nice cruising. Like that, just turns in really sweetly. You don't feel like you're pushing a big bike. Probably the only time to me it feels like a bigger bike is when you get on the front brakes. The initial take up sort of is a bit slow, if anything. You know, it doesn't have that absolute bite. Now when you lean on the brakes a bit, then they really do bite and pull up nicely. It's probably just that initial feel, the way they've got the valving and that set up. So I don't think I'd have any problem getting used to it. It's just I've probably come off, the last few days riding a couple of super bikes where the front brakes are, incredible, and they're a bit lighter obviously than this, but no complaints. And one of the things I would say, I think Suzuki could have probably done as standard is it doesn't come with heated grips, and I think for this sort of price tag, and on a touring bike, now this is Australia, we're about to go into summer, you're not going to use them, but for the rest of the world, and then when we get back to winter, you really want them. And they're not cheap. The Suzuki ones, I had a quick look, I'll put some stuff up on them. They look fantastic, by the way, really well integrated, but they're about $700, which is a lot of money for a set of heated grips. Now, Suzuki have done a good job in making sure that, just get around this chap, making sure that they have lots and lots of accessories for it, so everything for touring, you can order it with the blinged up bits, red Brembo brakes on the front if you want to make it look a bit, fancier or whatever. They've just got a lot of good factory accessories. Probably the only one I think is a bit overpriced are the heated grips. The rest of it seem about where they should be. Again, the joy of a big bike is that you've got that torque. You don't need to wring its neck unless you really want to play hard. This motor will just pull. Here we are, 4 grand, 5th gear doing 80 kilometers an hour, and it just wants to absolutely go if you roll on. This is a fantastic bike. It is comfortable, it's got great handling, it's got heaps of grunt, it transitions really well, you can ride it all day. And look, if you're the guy that says I want one bike for the road, this is probably going to tick every box that you ever thought about. Yeah, I love the fact that it's a versatile tool, that it's going to do a number of things really well. And you got to think on these sort of bikes that you think sports touring, you're going to rack up big miles. So you want something that's reliable, and it's going to go for tens and tens and tens of thousands of kilometers. And this motor has been around for a long time, and it's proven that it's just going to keep running and running and not give you any grief at all. They've been abused in GSX-Rs over the years, and you just can't break the things. They're fantastic. Seat height wise, about 840 mil, so a little bit higher than the normal naked, but that helps that space in your hip flexors and whatnot. And very easy. I'm 5'10", 177 centimeters. Very easy for me to stand flat-footed with a slight bend in my knees, so never going to feel like a really tall bike to anyone of average sort of height or bigger. I'm planning a day away with a few mates for 3 or 4 days as a bitumen ride in the southwest of the state. You're probably going to do 1,800 Ks over about 3 or 4 days. Some beautiful, nice, twisty roads. But, you're carrying a bit of gear to stay at pubs every night. And I've been trying to work out what I would take. If I had this in the shed, this would be in a heartbeat. This is absolutely perfect, where I'll be comfy all day. I can carry a fair bit of gear, and when I really get to some of the fun roads, I'll be able to carve it up, almost as quick as I could do on, something lighter and faster. The smile factor is going to be the exact same, which is probably why we all ride. And I'm not going to get there buggered at the end of the day. So look, after a few days of riding the GX, it's sort of a really, really nice bike. It does everything well, and it's all the performance you are ever going to need on the road. This thing absolutely hammers if you want it to, but if you just want to, cruise into work on it, or just go out for a very quiet Sunday ride and a coffee, this is a nice thing. You want to put 2 up, have your partner on the back, and go out just for a nice leisurely day. It's going to do all that in really good comfort. So for me, not chasing the sportiest bike, and I have that, I've got a super bike, but not chasing that most of the time that I ride, this is about ideal. I love having that sort of torque and grunt, but I like having the comfort and the wind, protection and whatnot. So, really good job. It's certainly a bike that I would be happy to spend my money on and put in the shed.
Hey, thanks for tuning in, guys. Hope you enjoyed the video. Huge thanks to Savage Motorcycles for the chance to get out on the bike, and thanks to Suzuki for building such a fun toy.